Cruise ships are designed with advanced technology and strict safety standards, yet serious accidents have still occurred. In this video, we take a factual look at major cruise ship collision and grounding incidents, explaining the events, locations, cruise lines involved, and the lessons learned from each case. Here are 15 incidents. Let's dive in. Number 1. Express Samina passenger ferry collision. September 26, 2000. One of the most tragic cruise-related collisions occurred on September 26, 2000, when the Greek passenger ferry Express Samina struck rocks off the coast of Paros Island, Greece. Although not a modern mega cruise liner, this large passenger vessel operated similarly to a cruise ferry carrying hundreds of passengers. On that stormy night, the ship entered an autopilot mode with no crew attentively watching the controls, and a mechanical failure with the stabilizer fin caused the vessel to drift off course. At about 22:12 local time, Express Samina struck a tight pinnacle of underwater rock, creating a massive 6-meter gash in the hull near the engine room. Water began flooding in quickly, causing power failures and rendering the vessel's safety systems unusable. Within minutes, the vessel developed a severe list and capsized, sinking by 23:02. Of the more than 500 passengers and crew aboard, over 80 lost their lives, making it one of the deadliest passenger vessel collisions in modern history. Surviving crew members and company officials were later charged with negligence, and the disaster led to intense scrutiny of safety protocols on large passenger vessels. Number 2. Costa Classica versus Lowlands Longevity, October 18, 2010. In the fall of October 18, 2010, the Italian cruise ship Costa Classica, part of the Costa Cruises fleet, was involved in a significant collision nearly halfway across the globe. While navigating the Yangtze River in China's bustling shipping channel, Costa Classica collided with a large Belgian bulk cargo ship named Lowlands Longevity. The impact caused a deep, more than 60-foot gash along the side of Costa Classica, piercing her steel hull in a manner that threatened her watertight integrity. Though the vessel did not sink, the collision forced Costa Cruises to take the ship out of service for extensive inspections and repairs. Maritime experts noted that the narrow river navigation and heavy combined cargo and cruise traffic contributed to the incident. The collision highlighted the risks of routing enormous cruise ships through busy commercial waterways, where merchant traffic, river currents, and tight maneuvering space can lead to dangerous encounters. Thankfully, no injuries or fatalities were reported, but the incident served as a reminder of the complexities of operating cruise liners outside open seas. Number 3. Costa Concordia disaster, January 13, 2012. One of the most infamous marine disasters in modern cruising history took place on January 13, 2012, when the cruise ship Costa Concordia struck a submerged rock formation off Asala del Giglio, Tuscany, Italy. The ship was on the first leg of a week-long Mediterranean voyage when its captain deviated from the planned route in order to perform a sail-by salute to itinerary guests. At around 21:45 local time, the vessel's port side scraped against the rocky underwater reef known as Les Scoles, tearing open a massive breach in the hull that allowed hundreds of tons of seawater to flood engine and service compartments. Over the next few hours, a chaotic evacuation unfolded amid rising list and partial power failures. Although most of the 3,206 passengers and 1,023 crew were eventually rescued by lifeboats, ships, and helicopters, 32 aboard died, and another salvage worker died years later. Investigations found significant procedural failures, including delay in issuing abandonment orders, inadequate safety briefings, and Captain Francesco Schettino's premature departure from the vessel. After an enormous salvage effort costing billions, the Concordia was refloated and towed to port for scrapping years later, and the tragedy reshaped global cruise ship safety regulations. Number 4. Viking Freya collision with bridge. September 11, 2016. Not all major cruise-related collisions involve sea lanes. Some occur on rivers. On September 11, 2016, the river cruise ship Viking Freya, part of the Viking River Cruises fleet, struck a low railway bridge near Erlangen, Germany. As the ship attempted to pass under the structure on the main Danube Canal, misjudgment of clearance combined with the momentum of the vessel caused the ship's superstructure to make violent contact. The impact crushed the wheelhouse and upper decks, instantly killing 2 crew members stationed in the bridge area and seriously injuring others. Authorities subsequently launched investigations into operational procedures, navigational communication, and structural clearance markings. River cruising has grown in popularity, but incidents like this highlighted the critical need for strict bridge clearance protocols, especially for vessels with elevated cabins and observation decks. Although Viking Freya was not a seagoing cruise liner, the high casualties from this collision made it a prominent case in passenger vessel safety studies and influenced how small river vessels approach restricted passages. Number 5. Cruise ship MSC Opera versus River Countess in dock, June 2, 2019. On the morning of June 2, 2019, one of the world's large cruise liners became part of a collision that sparked global headlines due to its dramatic setting. Venice, Italy's Giudecca Canal. The MSC Opera, a 275-meter-long cruise ship with more than 2,600 passengers and crew aboard, was maneuvering to dock at the busy San Basilio terminal when a technical failure, reportedly involving propulsion and control systems, prevented it from stopping as intended. The vessel continued forward along the historic canal, striking both the dock and the much smaller river cruise vessel, River Countess, which was tied up at the pier. As the colossal hull plowed into the dock and riverboat, passengers on the River Countess were forced to scramble to safety. Several women, including tourists from the US, Australia, and New Zealand, were injured while attempting to flee, with 4 hospitalized according to reports. The collision revived long-standing disputes about allowing large cruise liners in Venice's constrained waterways, and later resulted in legal actions and compensation for damages. The accident illustrated risks associated with navigating massive cruise ships through narrow urban canals where space and maneuvering room are limited. Number 6. Haebleni disaster. May 29, 2019. In a tragic collision on May 29, 2019, the 135-foot river cruiser Haebleni sank in the Danube River in Budapest, Hungary, after being violently rammed from behind by the much larger cruise vessel Viking Saigen near the Margaret Bridge around 9:05 p.m. local time. The riverboat, carrying South Korean tourists visiting Europe, capsized and sank in just seconds. Strong winds and heavy rainfall that night had created hazardous conditions on the river, complicating rescue efforts. Of the 35 people aboard, 33 tourists and 2 crew, only 7 were rescued immediately. The rest perished or were later recovered downstream, making this one of the deadliest river cruise collisions in recent memory. The Viking Saigen's captain was later charged with negligent misconduct, leading to deaths, and received a prison sentence after being tried in Hungary. This disaster highlighted the hazards faced by passenger vessels on busy waterways and prompted renewed focus on navigational safety protocols for river cruises. Number 7. Celestial Crystal vs. STI Pimlico, June 27, 2015. On June 27, 2015, the passenger cruise ship Celestial Crystal, operating under Greece's Celestial Cruises, collided with the Marshall Islands registered oil tanker STI Pimlico in the Dardanelles Strait off Gallipoli, Turkey. The region is a crucial, narrow maritime passage connecting the Aegean Sea and the Sea of Marmara, where heavy commercial and cruise traffic navigate close quarters. During a crossover voyage from Lavrio, Greece to Istanbul, Turkey, the two vessels made contact, causing structural damage to both hulls. Initial reports indicated that a small amount of oil leaked from the tanker, though there was no significant environmental disaster. 3 people aboard the cruise ship sustained minor injuries, but all passengers were ultimately safe. After the collision, Celestial Crystal continued service, but the incident emphasized the importance of safe navigation and vessel traffic management in international straits, particularly where large commercial and cruise ships operate in close proximity. Number 8. Carnival Glory vs. Carnival Legend, December 20th, 2019. On December 20th, 2019, 2 very familiar vessels from the Carnival Cruise Line fleet were involved in a collision during a docking maneuver at Puerto Maya, Cozumel, Mexico. The larger Carnival Glory was entering port to berth alongside the Carnival Legend, which was already moored at the pier. A combination of strong gusting winds, currents, and minor crew coordination challenges during the berthing process caused Glory's stern to drift and make contact with the bow of the Legend. The collision damaged structural elements, including parts of Glory's aft dining area, and 6 passengers reported minor injuries to onboard medical staff. Both ships' voyages continued after temporary repairs. Investigators noted that environmental factors like unpredictable wind and current often complicate docking operations, requiring precise coordination between bridge teams and tug support. While the collision did not cause serious harm or long-term service disruptions, it highlighted how even routine port maneuvers can result in accidents when variable conditions and human decision-making intersect. Number 9. Viking Idun vs. Cargo Vessel, December 11th, 2022. On December 11th, 2022, the Viking River Cruises vessel Viking Idun was involved in a serious collision on the Rhine River near Duisburg, Germany. The river cruise ship was sailing with passengers aboard when it struck a cargo vessel during nighttime navigation. Due to strong river currents, limited visibility, and dense commercial traffic, the 2 vessels collided, causing extensive damage to Viking Idun's hull and interior cabins. Several passenger cabins were rendered unusable and windows shattered from the force of impact. Fortunately, no fatalities were reported, though multiple passengers suffered minor injuries and shock. Emergency crews responded quickly, and passengers were evacuated to nearby hotels while authorities assessed the vessel's seaworthiness. The incident disrupted holiday river cruise itineraries across the Rhine and raised concerns about navigating passenger ships on crowded European waterways, especially during winter conditions when river levels and currents can change rapidly. Viking Cruises cooperated fully with maritime authorities, and the ship was taken out of service for repairs. The collision highlighted how river cruising, despite calmer appearances compared to ocean cruising, carries unique risks due to narrow channels, heavy freight traffic, and limited maneuvering space. Number 10. MSC Sinfonia Port Collision, April 2024. In April 2024, the MSC Cruises ship MSC Sinfonia experienced a port-side collision while maneuvering to dock at a Mediterranean port during adverse weather conditions. Strong winds reportedly pushed the vessel off its intended path, causing it to strike port infrastructure and nearby structures. Although no other cruise ship was directly impacted, the collision caused visible damage to the ship's hull and external fittings. Passengers on board reported a sudden jolt, followed by crew instructions to remain calm while damage assessments were conducted. No serious injuries were reported, but port operations were temporarily suspended. The incident renewed discussions about weather-related docking risks, especially as cruise ships grow larger while ports remain geographically constrained. Undersea Cruises stated that safety systems worked as designed and that tug assistance had been deployed, though extreme weather overwhelmed corrective measures. The vessel was inspected and allowed to continue sailing after repairs. This event served as a reminder that even modern cruise ships with advanced navigation systems remain vulnerable during low-speed port maneuvers, where environmental forces like wind and current play a critical role. Number 11. Norwegian Dawn versus container ship, August 11, 2016. On August 11, 2016, the Norwegian Dawn, operated by Norwegian Cruise Line, was involved in a collision with a container ship near the port of Bermuda. As the cruise ship approached port, navigation challenges and traffic congestion contributed to the incident. The container ship struck the Norwegian Dawn's starboard side, resulting in visible hull damage above the waterline. Although the collision was significant, the ship's watertight compartments prevented flooding. Passengers reported feeling vibrations and hearing loud metallic sounds at the moment of impact. Cruise operations were briefly delayed while inspections took place, but the ship was later cleared to continue its itinerary. No injuries were reported. Investigators later emphasized the importance of vessel traffic coordination in busy port approaches, especially where cruise ships and commercial vessels converge. The incident highlighted the complexities of maritime traffic management in popular cruise destinations and underscored the need for constant communication between ship bridges and port control authorities. Number 12. Royal Majesty grounding. June 10, 1995. Although earlier than many modern incidents, the grounding of Royal Majesty on June 10, 1995 remains a landmark case in cruise navigation history. Operated by Majesty Cruise Line, the ship ran aground on Rose and Crown Shoal near Nantucket, Massachusetts. The grounding occurred due to a disconnected GPS antenna, which caused the navigation system to provide incorrect positioning data without alerting the crew. Believing they were on course, officers unknowingly steered the ship directly onto shallow sandbanks. The impact tore the hull and caused flooding, forcing evacuation of more than 1,500 passengers. Miraculously, no lives were lost. The incident became a textbook example of over-reliance on technology without cross-checking traditional navigation methods. It led to significant changes in bridge resource management training and maritime safety protocols worldwide, emphasizing human oversight even in highly automated systems. Number 13. Sea Diamond grounding. April 5, 2007. On April 5, 2007, the cruise ship Sea Diamond, operated by Louis Cruise Lines, struck underwater rocks near Santorini, Greece. The vessel grounded close to the island's caldera after deviating slightly from its planned route. The collision caused rapid flooding and loss of power, prompting an emergency evacuation of over 1,100 passengers and crew. While most were rescued quickly, 2 passengers lost their lives. The ship later sank in deep water, becoming an environmental concern due to fuel leakage. Investigations found navigation errors and inadequate situational awareness on the bridge. The Sea Diamond disaster remains one of the most serious cruise-related groundings after Costa Concordia and continues to influence safety discussions about navigating large cruise ships near volcanic islands and steep underwater terrain. Number 14. Explorer of the Seas collision with dock, January 2014. In January 2014, Royal Caribbean's Explorer of the Seas collided with a pier while docking in Freeport, Bahamas. Strong crosswinds pushed the ship sideways during the final approach, causing it to strike the dock. The collision damaged lifeboats and the ship's hull plating. Passengers on board reported loud scraping sounds and sudden movement. Although no serious injuries occurred, the ship required repairs and itinerary adjustments. Royal Caribbean emphasized that safety procedures were followed and that tugboats were involved. The incident highlighted how even routine docking operations can become hazardous under changing weather conditions, especially for large vessels with significant wind profile. Number 15. Carnival Vista versus Pier collision, April 2019. On April 25, 2019, Carnival Vista experienced a collision with a pier while docking at Cozumel, Mexico. Strong winds and currents caused the ship to drift sideways, resulting in damage to the pier and the ship's exterior. Several passengers reported minor injuries, mostly due to falls. Carnival Cruise Line issued a statement acknowledging the incident and confirmed that the ship remained seaworthy. The event once again underscored how environmental forces play a major role in cruise ship incidents, even during low-speed maneuvers. Investigators stressed the importance of enhanced port infrastructure and tug coordination as cruise ships continue to increase in size. These incidents remind us that even the most advanced cruise ships are still subject to nature, human decisions, and complex environments. While cruising remains one of the safest ways to travel, every accident leaves lessons that continue to improve safety standards worldwide. Understanding what happened in the past helps passengers make informed choices today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.